My cherished child, pause for a moment, and let the gentle warmth of my presence fill your heart. For I see how you yearn for safety, for belonging, and for love that never wavers. And I am here to assure you that I offer you precisely that. A love that stands firm in every season of your life. I know the fears that rise within you when dusk settles and shadows stretch long across your path. Yet I say to you, do not be afraid, for my light pierces even the deepest gloom. In the quiet moments when your heart trembles and uncertain whispers invade your mind, call out to me, because I am already by your side, holding you close and reminding you that I have formed you with a deep sense of purpose. And though the storms may rumble and the winds may shriek, you are never alone, for I am always with you, enveloping you in my infinite love, ready to calm the tempest with a single word, ready to restore peace to your soul. Believe in the warmth of my embrace, for tomorrow holds a horizon that shimmers with promise. In your days of triumph, I celebrate with you, delighting in the brightness of your spirit. Yet I also dwell in the darkest corners of your doubt, gently guiding you home when you lose your way. I am the whisper in your dreams that reassures you of your dignity, for I formed you out of love, shaping your heart to reflect my own compassion. Even in those moments where you question your worth or doubt your path, I stand unwavering, proclaiming that you were never meant to walk this journey alone. Open your heart, let me enter the tender places you guard so fiercely, and trust that I mend what is fractured and soothe what aches. Let the dawn of new hope rise within you and shine into every shadow. Take solace in this reality. I do not slumber or forget you, nor do I hold your faults against you when regret grips your thoughts, for my mercy is a wellspring that never runs dry. When the weight of the world presses upon your shoulders and you wonder if you have the strength to carry on, remember that I am your unwavering support, the one who lifts your burdens and replaces heaviness with a garment of praise. There is no night so bleak, no valley so deep, that I cannot illuminate your path with guiding light, for my power is boundless, and my devotion to you is everlasting. Resist the urge to shrink back in fear, because when you feel most vulnerable, that is when I cradle you closest to my heart. Step boldly into each new day, confident that my hand leads you to radiant victory. My promise to you echoes through generations. I am the God who sees you, who notices every tear that falls, who catalogs every sigh that escapes your lips, and I am the one who transforms sorrow into songs of joy. Even when you attempt to stand firm and find your knees trembling, I uphold you with my right hand of power, ensuring that even if you stumble, you will not remain fallen. Whenever confusion tugs at your mind, whenever doubt tries to weave a net around your hope, come to me in prayer, for I am the fountain from which you draw living water that replenishes your spirit. Let your fears dissolve in the knowledge that I have set my favor upon you, bestowing upon you mercy that transcends human limits. Trust in the grace I pour out, and watch how your spirit dances in freedom. In the mosaic of your life, I have placed pieces of my divine intention, weaving color and vibrancy into every chapter of your story, and I tell you now that no season is wasted in my hands. You have been fashioned with a bold destiny, given insights that bloom like flowers in spring, and I call you to nurture them, to let them flourish. I know the pressures of day-to-day living, the responsibilities that tug at your mind from dawn till dusk, yet I encourage you to pause and dwell with me, to find your rest in my unending companionship. When you allow me into the inner folds of your heart, you discover that my love knows no bounds, that it melts anxiety and wipes away shame. Walk forward today, trusting that every step you take aligns you with the brilliance of my plan. I have shaped you carefully, crafting each fiber of your being with intention, and I want you to understand the immense value you carry in my sight, for I have stamped my very essence upon your heart. Much like a pearl hidden within an oyster's shell, you may sometimes feel buried beneath layers of doubt or circumstances that obscure your true worth. But I see beyond the surface and cherish the radiant treasure within you. Even when you think others overlook your potential or misunderstand your gifts, I know precisely how I have gifted you, and my pleasure in your uniqueness is boundless. Let no one tell you that you are insignificant, for my own hands have formed you, and I behold you as a masterpiece. Stand tall in the knowledge that my delight rests upon you. Before the foundation of the world, you were already in my heart, and I nurtured a holy dream for you, envisioning your life's journey and all the wonders you would experience in my presence. You are more than just skin and bone. You are the culmination of my grace, a living testament to the lengths I will go to pour out love upon my beloved. When you glimpse your reflection, do not fix your gaze on flaws and imperfections, but remember that my reflection rests upon your soul, igniting a divine light that can never be extinguished. I long for you to embrace the miracle of your existence, to breathe in the sweet truth that you have a divine calling. Rejoice, for you bear my imprint of glory upon your life. Hear my voice as it declares that you hold incredible potential, not merely by human standards, but by the measure of eternity I have placed within you, breathing my spirit into the dust to create a soul that mirrors my hope for humanity. Like a seed planted in fertile soil, I have placed within you visions, talents, and capacities that will blossom into testimonies of my grace if you remain close to me, drawing from the living water of my word. Do not be dismayed by small beginnings or early stumbles, for growth is a journey, and every new day offers a chance to progress in deeper faith, humility, and courage. Hold fast to your sense of worth and see how I cause your gifts to bear fruit. I delight in your company, just as a father rejoices in the laughter of his child, and in those quiet moments when you whisper your anxieties to me, I wrap you in my comforting presence. Even your smallest achievements bring a smile to my face, for I am not seeking perfection, but a heart that yearns for me, a heart that longs to walk faithfully in step with the rhythm of my plans. When others neglect to see your true colors, I see them all vividly and celebrate them, for each facet of your character reveals a different shade of the creativity I placed within you. Carry this truth. You are precious in my eyes, worthy of affection and esteem. Like a skilled potter shaping clay, I have molded you to be strong yet flexible, to bend in times of adversity without losing the essence of who you are. Understand that I have traced every line of your personality and recognized the beauty in every nuance, for your laugh, your tears, your passions, and even your quirks find place in my heart. There may be times you question your own significance, but my spirit within you cries out, reminding you that I made you with care, and I watch over you with steadfast devotion. You are not a random collection of molecules. You are the outcome of my purposeful crafting, established to reflect my grace. Embrace the significance I have placed upon your life and shine with quiet confidence. Do not compare yourself to those around you, for that only sows seeds of envy and diminishes the marvel of your individual calling. But instead, lift your eyes to me, and I will help you see yourself through my unwavering gaze. When you sense discouragement rising because of perceived limitations, remember that I, your Creator, excel at turning perceived weaknesses into avenues for my strength to flow. Your worth is not contingent on your accomplishments or your ability to impress. It is rooted in my unbreakable love, a love that has pursued humanity across ages and generations. Rest in the assurance that in my kingdom you have a revered place. I have placed you where you are for a reason, aligning your gifts and passions with the greater tapestry of my design. Though at times you might wonder why you were planted in a certain environment or season, know that I do not make mistakes. I orchestrate lives in a way that invites growth, tests resilience, and magnifies faith, so even your struggles become opportunities to witness my power. Like a gardener tending to each seed in its own time, I water you with grace, warm you with my compassion, and shield you from destructive forces you cannot see. Trust that I am leading you toward the fulfillment of your extraordinary purpose. In my eyes, you are not simply part of a crowd. You are my beloved child, singled out by an everlasting promise that extends from generation to generation. I take great pleasure in the moments when you pause to marvel at the complexity of creation, for in those times, you draw nearer to my heart, discovering the depth of my artistry. There is a resonance between your spirit and mine that transcends physical realms, a holy connection that whispers, "You are mine, and I am yours," binding us in eternal communion. Lift your head in gratitude and stand confidently in your God-given identity. I recognize the heaviness that settles in your chest when the trials of life multiply and you wonder if you have enough strength left for one more day, one more disappointment, one more unexpected hurdle. I see the tears that stain your pillow at night when you believe no one else is aware of the depth of your turmoil, and I note the silent cries you keep hidden behind a forced smile. But do not suppose that I am distant or indifferent. My heart aches with yours, and my compassion overflows for the pain you endure. Let the knowledge of my empathy be a balm for your weary soul. When you face criticism from those who do not fully know your heart, and your spirit is crushed by misunderstandings or unfounded accusations, I stand beside you as your advocate, declaring, "I know who you truly are." In the echoing halls of your doubts, you may hear voices telling you you're not enough, but I speak a clearer word over you, calling you chosen, cherished, and completely understood. When the burdens of people's expectations grow too large to carry, lean on me, for I offer a shelter where you can breathe deeply and find genuine rest from the scrutiny of the world. Step forward, unafraid, because I uphold you when no one else can. There are moments when loneliness engulfs your heart, when you scroll through messages and find no comforting words, or look around and see no friendly faces that truly understand your struggles. In these times, you might question if it is worth continuing to hope, to love, and to extend grace. Yet I say to you, do not withdraw or abandon your yearnings for connection, for I am the friend who sticks closer than a brother, and I will supply divine appointments that lift you out of isolation. Allow my companionship to soothe your solitude, and watch how I provide true fellowship. I know the sleepless nights when your mind replays scenarios you wish had gone differently, or you fret about the looming uncertainties of your job, your relationships, or your future. Anxiety might grip your chest, and dread can tighten like chains, convincing you that there's no escape from the quicksand of negativity. Yet here I am, extending my hand to pull you out of the swirling thoughts, to steady your heart, and to remind you that I have parted seas and silenced storms, and I can also hush the fears that rage in your soul. Never forget that my peace surpasses all understanding, enveloping you in calm. Your struggles, both visible and hidden, do not repulse me, for I am the God who runs toward the hurting, binding up wounds and reclaiming the lost places of your existence. You may believe that your failures disqualify you from my love, or that your repeated mistakes wear out my patience, but my mercy is not something you could ever outlast. I see the genuine remorse in your heart when you stumble, and I am ready with open arms to welcome you back, dusting you off and reaffirming that you are still my precious one. Cling to this promise. My grace is sufficient, even in your darkest hour. Even financial woes and uncertainties about your livelihood are not outside my realm of care, for I know the pains of scarcity and the burdens you bear in providing for yourself and those you love. I know the sinking feeling that arises when bills stack higher than your means, and the anxiety that festers when you think about the future. But do not think I have forgotten you. As I provided manna in the wilderness and fed the multitudes with a few loaves and fish, I can and will sustain you through every financial storm. Place your confidence in my boundless supply and let hope eclipse despair. When your body suffers ailments or your loved ones endure sickness, you might find yourself questioning my timing or doubting my willingness to heal. Understand that my love extends beyond your comprehension, and my healing power encompasses not just the physical realm, but the renewal of your mind and spirit as well. Sometimes, I use even the valley of affliction to deepen your reliance on me, to refine your faith, and to draw you into a closeness that transcends ordinary understanding. Believe in my ability to bring wholeness beyond what you can currently see. The heartbreak of losing someone dear is an ache that can feel impossible to bear, and in your grief, you may wonder if joy will ever return, or if the broken pieces of your life can ever be reassembled. Yet, I gently remind you that I am the resurrection and the life, the one who brings beauty out of ashes, restoring hope where devastation threatened to consume. Your tears are sacred to me, each one a testament to the genuine love and memories you shared, and I hold them as precious. Allow my comforting spirit to guide you through sorrow into the promise of renewed joy. I am your fortress in tumultuous times, your shield against the arrows of despair, and I will not abandon you when the battle rages fiercest, for your cause is dear to my heart. Much like a mother eagle sheltering her young under strong wings, I cover you with my presence, ensuring that no harm beyond my allowance can ever infiltrate your core. Though you may see adversity on every side, stand firm and know that I fight for you, orchestrating victories that might surprise you with their perfect timing. Rest, secure in my unassailable protection over your life. In the storms that threaten to overtake your vessel, I stand at the helm, speaking my peace into winds that once roared with intimidation, causing the tempest to subside into gentle waves. Fear not the tumult of external circumstances, for I am greater than any force that attempts to drown your hope, and my authority remains unchallenged across the seas of existence. When your faith wavers and you begin to sink, cry out to me as my disciple did upon the waters, and I will extend my hand to lift you. Know that the waves still submit to my voice, and so does every fear that plagues you. Even when you cannot see the path ahead, I am the lamp to your feet and the light to your path, guiding you around pitfalls and revealing the way in moments you least expect. My protection is not merely about shielding you from external harm, but also about illuminating the truth within your spirit, steering you away from destructive influences, and helping you resist the subtle traps that would derail your destiny. Trust that I am orchestrating your life with compassion and insight, ensuring that you are always directed toward your ultimate good. Keep your eyes fixed on my guidance, and you will walk in secure peace. I am the unshakable tower you can run into when the chaos of the world becomes overwhelming. For in my arms, you will find refuge as sturdy as ancient walls of stone. When your mind is bombarded by negativity, or your heart is battered by unkind words, remember that I am your defense, and I surround you with a spiritual guard that cannot be breached by mere human malice. My promise stands as an eternal foundation. I will never leave you to fight alone, and even in moments when you feel cornered, I send my angels to encamp around you. Take shelter in me, for my security is beyond any measure of human comprehension. Through every stage of your life, childhood, adolescence, adulthood, and beyond. I have shielded you from countless dangers, many of which you never even knew threatened you. My watchful care is not limited by time or place. It extends into the hidden realms of your daily routine, where potential harm lurks unseen. I am the sentinel of your existence, never dozing or drifting off. For my vigilance is fueled by boundless love. Treasure the peace of knowing that my eyes are always upon you, guarding your every step. I provide shelter not just for your physical being, but for your thoughts and emotions as well. For I see how destructive ideas can wound your mind even more severely than external blows. When self-condemnation or shame attempts to seep into your heart, let my truth be your protection, declaring that you are forgiven, treasured, and redeemed. Do not allow the arrows of guilt or regret to pierce you any longer. Rest in the knowledge that my sacrifice has covered your shortcomings and freed you from the chains of condemnation. Let my promises be your armor, shielding your mind and spirit from every lie. No matter the challenge, be it failure, danger, threat, or heartache, I am here, forging a path where none appeared, breaking chains that once held you captive, and causing you to stand victorious despite opposition. My divine intervention may not always look how you imagine, but know that I work all things together for your good, weaving blessings even out of the darkest threads. When you see insurmountable barriers, remember how I toppled mighty walls, parted vast seas, and resurrected life from the grave. Nothing is beyond my capacity. Step forward in confidence, for I have committed myself to being your unwavering helper. In the moments you feel trapped in a labyrinth of confusion or entangled by your own missteps, remember that my rescue is near, and my wisdom can unravel complexities you thought unsolvable. I am the shepherd who leaves the 99 to seek you out, to place you back on firm ground, and to heal you with the balm of my compassion. Therefore, do not despair when you stumble. Instead, lift your eyes to me, and I will hoist you from the pit of regret, setting your feet upon a sturdy foundation once again. Trust that I am always searching for you, ready to guide you to a place of safety and renewal. Come to me, speak freely the words that weigh upon your heart, for prayer is not a performance but a conversation between us, where you pour out your struggles, your gratitude, and your hopes. I do not require eloquence or ritual. I long for genuine connection, an honest heart that approaches me with the humility of a child seeking solace in a loving parent's arms. Whisper your confessions, your uncertainties, your dreams, knowing that I treasure every syllable and respond with compassion and clarity. Begin each day by reaching out to me, and you will sense my presence guiding your thoughts. When you bow your head or even lift your eyes in silent petition, know that your voice resonates in heaven, for nothing escapes my attentive ear. I understand the groanings too deep for words, the sighs that express your anguish when language fails, and I interpret them through the lens of my mercy. Thus, do not hold back, thinking you must appear strong or unblemished. I already see every facet of your heart, and I love you all the same. Approach me boldly and witness how I respond with patience, assurance, and divine intervention. Even when you are uncertain how to pray or what to ask, simply rest in my nearness and let your soul commune with me in quiet trust, for I discern the melody of your spirit beyond the spoken requests. You may find that the greatest breakthroughs often arise not from your carefully worded petitions, but from moments of vulnerable stillness, when you allow me to impress my perfect will upon your heart. So cast your cares upon me, your anxieties, frustrations, and doubts, and watch as I transform them into stepping stones toward deeper faith. Lean on my infinite understanding and discover peace that transcends logic. Trust, my child, is a sacred thread that binds your heart to mine, fostering a relationship built not on fleeting emotions, but on steadfast confidence in my character. Do not fear circumstances that suggest defeat or dread, but recall the countless times I have proven my faithfulness, guiding you through storms you once believed would consume you. Even if the answers to your prayers come slowly or in unforeseen ways, maintain your hope, for I orchestrate events in a divine timeline that ensures the greatest outcome for your growth and my glory. Surrender your timeline to me, and let me weave miracles at precisely the right moment. When you place your burdens in my hands, resist the urge to snatch them back out of anxiety or impatience, for letting go is an act of faith that says, I believe you are truly working on my behalf. Let your heart find stillness in the knowledge that my power is unleashed when you relinquish control, acknowledging that I hold every detail of your life with unwavering care. Seek my counsel in prayer and then trust my answers, whether they come as a soft whisper in your spirit, a confirming situation in your environment, or the wise counsel of someone I place in your path. Cling to the assurance that my ways are higher than yours, and I never fail. In moments of discouragement, raise your voice in gratitude, naming even the small blessings that grace your day, for an attitude of thanksgiving positions you to see the marvelous work of my hands. Prayer is not just about requests. It is a powerful means of aligning your perspective with my own, reminding you that I remain the King of endless abundance. Do not overlook the significance of praising me even in adversity, for when you do, the chains of despair begin to break, opening your eyes to the countless ways I am sustaining you. Lift up thanksgiving, and you will witness how praise ushers in unexplainable joy. Through consistent prayer, you grow in intimacy with me, allowing my spirit to shape your heart, heal old wounds, and enlighten your mind with truths that set you free. As your trust matures, you will find yourself letting go of past grudges, releasing toxic bitterness, and reaching for reconciliation and compassion in places once dominated by anger. Indeed, the transformation you seek in yourself and others often begins in the sacred space of communion with me, where I gently peel back layers of hurt and fear. Seek my face daily, and let my presence transform every corner of your life. Guard your quiet moments with devotion, for they are the wellspring from which your energy and clarity flow, enabling you to handle daily tasks and challenges with renewed perspective. When you pray, visualize yourself entering a holy sanctuary, where my peace envelops your burdens and my truth dispels the distortions that the world may impose. In that solemn exchange, I supply you with insights tailored to your struggles, encouraging you that no problem is too large for me to resolve. Dwell in my sanctuary, and let my voice direct your path toward lasting fulfillment. My beloved, remember that I hold the blueprint of eternity, a grand design that interlaces your life with countless others for a purpose far beyond what you currently grasp. The trials you face today may feel endless, but they will not last forever. Indeed, they are opportunities for your faith to bloom, your character to refine, and my glory to manifest in your resilience. Envision a tomorrow where these troubles become testimonies of my power, enabling you to share hope with those who tread similar valleys. Look ahead with anticipation, confident that I am shaping your future with divine precision. The seeds of promise I have sown in your heart are not idle dreams, but signposts toward the destiny I have prepared, prompting you to believe in the impossible and trust in the invisible. Though seasons of waiting can stretch your patience and test your perseverance, remember that even the most magnificent trees require time to take root and flourish. If you anchor yourself in my presence, these moments of apparent delay will culminate in a harvest so abundant it will surpass your expectations. Nurture the seeds of faith within you and watch them bear fruit in due season. At times, you may feel that you stand on the edge of a precipice, with one foot stepping into the unknown, uncertain if the ground below is solid. Yet I call you to walk by faith and not by sight, trusting in my eternal vantage point rather than the fluctuating evidence of your circumstances. I will guide your every step so that even if the path winds through unfamiliar territory, you will not lose your way. Advance with courage, secure in the knowledge that I illuminate the road to victory. Today, I encourage you to cast aside the garments of defeat that once clung to your spirit, to release the bitterness and resentment that kept you chained to past disappointments. I bestow upon you a mantle of hope, a robe of renewed vision that frees you to dream boldly and believe wholeheartedly that better days lie ahead. Let your past inform your wisdom, but never dictate your limitations, for I am the God of new beginnings, continually stirring fresh possibilities in your life. Step into the sunrise of promise and leave behind every shadow of yesterday's pain. The breakthroughs you long for in your family, your health, your work are unfolding even now behind doors you cannot yet see, orchestrated by my hand that moves in mysterious grace. Each prayer, each moment of surrender, chips away at barriers, unlocking a realm of opportunity and blessing that will arrive at the perfect time. Trust me when I say that everything you commit to my care undergoes a divine transformation, shaped by my wisdom, so you need not force open any door prematurely. Believe that I am setting the stage for miracles, preparing you to receive them. Do not be surprised if you suddenly sense fresh ideas, new perspectives, or innovative paths unfurling before you, for I am stirring creativity within you to fulfill the mission I have assigned to your life. Your future is not confined by human logic. It is elevated by the boundless potential of my spirit working through your willingness and faith. Keep your heart alert for my gentle nudges and unexpected connections that will further my plan, reminding you that I delight in doing the extraordinary. Embrace each divine inspiration, for it may hold the key to your next glorious chapter. Even in times when weariness gnaws at your resolve and you are tempted to believe that progress is impossible, I urge you to keep walking. Each step you take in faith propels you closer to the promise, and each time you refuse to yield to discouragement, you declare that my grace is greater than your obstacles. I never intended for you to remain stuck or stagnant. I created you to move forward, to ascend higher, to flourish in my purpose. Keep pressing on, for I will infuse your efforts with the strength needed to overcome. Open your mind to the possibility of restoration in places you once deemed irreparable. Fractured relationships, broken dreams, or a self-image damaged by past failures. My power can bridge chasms once thought impassable, mending hearts with the golden thread of forgiveness, rebuilding trust where only rubble remained. As you place your hope in my redemptive might, you will witness the resurrection of joys and hopes that seemed forever lost. Have faith that I can breathe new life into the most deserted corners of your story. Hold your vision steady on the horizon of my promises, even if the journey is steep, winding, or dotted with unforeseen detours. You may encounter moments where you must relinquish certain comforts or familiar patterns to ascend to the vantage point of my calling. Fear not such sacrifices, for I reward obedience with deeper intimacy and clarity, unveiling wonders you would never have discovered had you stayed in the lowlands of complacency. Keep climbing, for each step draws you nearer to the panoramic fulfillment of your dreams. Let hope be your anthem, gratitude your banner, and faith your compass as you stride into each new chapter of life. My spirit is like wind in your sails, propelling you past the doldrums of doubt into the waters of purpose and growth. The future I have for you brims with promise and abundant grace, but it requires your active participation, your willingness to let my word guide your decisions, your relationships, and your innermost ambitions. Navigate boldly, knowing I am with you, and I never lose sight of your destination. I see your heart, even when you hide it behind weary smiles. I know the deepest longings and the silent aches that you think no one else can understand. You may believe your value fades in the shifting rhythms of each day, yet I assure you that you are precious to me like a rare jewel. In Genesis, I spoke each part of creation into existence and declared it good, yet you are even more than that. You are my beloved child. When you doubt your worth, remember that you reflect my own light. You do not need to question your importance. I fashioned you carefully from the beginning. I am always listening, even when your words falter, and I am forever near you. I breathe purpose into your moments, and I lift you above any wave of despair. Stand firm in faith, for my love never leaves you. I know there are nights when tears stain your pillows, and you wonder whether anyone sees your sorrow. I do. I watch over you when the darkness feels heavy, and I collect every tear you shed. In Exodus, my power parted the raging sea, proving that no obstacle is insurmountable for me. Do you think I will leave you stranded now? Never. I am your shield, your hiding place, your mighty stronghold. So do not lose hope in the middle of chaos, for even in the wilderness I guide you with pillars of fire and cloud. Your burdens, though they feel immense, cannot withstand my everlasting arms. My compassion toward you never runs out because my heart overflows with understanding. You are never alone. I am with you forever. Sometimes you wonder if your prayers dissolve into emptiness before they ever reach my throne. Yet even the smallest murmur of your soul resonates deeply with me. In Psalm 139, the psalmist declared that I know your thoughts from afar. You're rising up and you're lying down. That knowledge is not distant observation. It is my personal gaze upon you, filled with love and mercy. I want you to speak to me freely. No formality required. If words fail, I hear the sighs of your spirit. Trust that I am already orchestrating an answer, even if it appears delayed. Rely on my timing, because I see the perfect moment to open new doors. Do not worry, for I am opening a new door for you. Have you felt as though your weaknesses define you? My child, I see more than your flaws. I see the potential that blossoms within you, like a seed bursting through the soil at dawn. Take comfort from the story of David, who was overlooked by many but chosen by me to become a great king. I specialize in turning perceived weakness into a platform for my strength. When you are weary, I become your rest. When you are in need, I become your abundance. There is no limit to my transforming grace. You are not simply a bystander to blessings meant for others. You are the object of my favor, a recipient of my unending kindness. I bless you. Walk forward in peace. In the moments when shame or regret shadows your heart, know that I am the God of forgiveness. Have you not heard how I extended grace to those in my word who stumbled repeatedly? My mercy is bigger than your biggest failure. My grace is greater than your greatest sin. When you turn to me, I do not scold, I embrace. I do not condemn, I heal. Like the father in the parable who ran to meet his prodigal son, I run to you with open arms. Do you believe this? You must, for my cleansing power removes every stain of guilt. I see you through eyes of perfect love, and my compassion stands ready to restore you fully. Stand firm in faith, for my love never leaves you. I notice that you carry questions within, wondering if you truly have a purpose. Your life is not random. Each breath you take is ordained by my will. Just as I wove Joseph's story from betrayal to leadership, so am I weaving your days into a tapestry of my glory. Maybe you feel stuck in a pit, uncertain of how you got there and unsure if you can ever climb out. Let me remind you, I rescue those who call upon my name. I am your Redeemer and the one who orchestrates every detail for good. The path ahead might look dim now, but my light will illuminate your way in due season. I watch over you in every breath you take. Do you feel the weight of condemnation as though your past errors define your future. That is a lie that tries to steal your joy. I have already paid the price for your freedom. In John 3:16, I revealed the depth of my love, giving my only Son that you might receive everlasting life. When you accept this gift, you step into a covenant that covers your sin with my righteousness. Therefore, do not trap yourself in guilt. My arms are open to give you a new start, a fresh page written with my grace. You have the right to rejoice in this abundant gift, because I have declared you worthy of my mercy. Stay hopeful, for my plans are unfolding before you. When storms rage, both the literal ones and the emotional ones, remember that I calm the winds. Just as Jesus stilled the tempest on the sea, I can speak peace into your swirling anxieties. You might feel battered, lacking the strength to remain anchored. But I am your safe harbor, the steady rock that will not be moved. No matter how violent the tempest seems, my presence is greater. Call upon me in the day of trouble, and see if I will not uphold you. In Psalm 46 it is written, "Be still and know that I am God." So be still in your heart. I will hush the chaos around you and restore quiet to your soul. Rest in my promises and let your heart be still. Sometimes you question why certain roads have closed before you could even step onto them. Trust that I see the roads you do not see. I open doors that lead to life, and I shut those that would bring you harm. This may confuse you now, but one day you will thank me for the doors that stayed locked. In Revelation, I hold the keys of life and death, and I alone determine the perfect gates to open for you. You cannot see the full picture yet, only I can. Continue moving forward in faith, for I am working beyond your understanding. And I assure you, your future is secure under my watchful care. I hold you close, even when doubts arise. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to forget to pause and just breathe in my presence. But that is exactly what your soul needs. In Exodus, I called my people to observe times of rest. Rest is not laziness, it is an act of trust, a reminder that I sustain you even when you cease from striving. So do not run yourself ragged. Take moments to sit with me in quiet. Let my spirit refresh you, washing away the fatigue of endless concerns. Your body, mind, and spirit all find renewal when you dwell under the shadow of my wings. So release your burdens. Let my gentle whisper calm your racing thoughts. Believe in my grace, it will carry you onward. There are seasons when you see blessings flow so naturally that you can hardly contain your gratitude. In those times, you recognize my goodness as a bright light shining on your path. But even in seasons that feel dry and desolate, my goodness does not diminish. In the desert, I provided manna for my people day after day, demonstrating my faithfulness. I do the same for you now. Sometimes my provision seems subtle, like a small cloud before a heavy rain, yet that is still evidence of my caring hand. Do not let disappointment blind you to the wonders I am working. Keep your eyes open, for I am consistently doing more than you imagine. Receive my peace and trust in the light I provide. Your heart yearns for healing in areas you might not even be able to name. You feel an ache that words cannot describe, a longing for wholeness that seems elusive. I am the Lord who heals, and I extend my hand of restoration to you. Look to the stories where I touched the blind and they saw, where I healed the lepers and they danced with joy. That same power is alive and available today. Let my words soak into the places you have kept hidden. For Scripture is life-giving and sharper than any two-edged sword, able to penetrate the deepest part of your soul. Hand over your pain to me and watch as I transform it into testimonies of grace. You will see miracles, for I am the one who answers. When you feel that the world demands perfection at every turn, remember that I rejoice in your honest heart, more than in flawless appearances. The psalmist once cried, "Create in me a clean heart, O God." And I answered, "I don't expect you to bring perfection to my altar. I only desire your sincerity. You can admit your faults and surrender your pride, for my acceptance does not hinge on your performance. Rather, it rests in my unconditional love. I formed you, knowing full well your struggles and limitations. Yet my power is made perfect in weakness, says my word. So lay aside the fear of not measuring up. You are already cherished beyond measure. I am your shelter. Do not fear the storms. I see how you sometimes envy the blessings others receive. You might feel overlooked or question whether your portion is enough. But I assure you, your portion is blessed by my own hand. Remember the story of the widow's oil, which continued to pour out as long as there were empty vessels. I can multiply the little you have into a great abundance. Do not despise small beginnings. Trust my ability to expand your resources, both tangible and intangible. I am the same God who fed multitudes with a few loaves and fish. Open your heart to receive what I have uniquely designed for you. In my hands, nothing is wasted, and everything can grow beyond your expectations. Step boldly, for I sustain you with my mighty hand. Did you know your worship touches my heart? When you lift your voice to praise me, even in the midst of trials, it creates a sweet melody that echoes through heavenly places. In Acts, my children sang hymns in prison, and the doors swung open in response. Do not underestimate the power of praise. Praise is more than just words or songs. It is an expression of trust. When you declare my goodness through worship, you proclaim that I am bigger than your battles. So do not hold back, sing, speak, or even whisper your love for me. Let your spirit resonate with thanksgiving, and watch as chains begin to break and heavy yokes lift from your shoulders. Never forget, my compassion never runs dry. At times you may struggle to hear my voice among the clamor of the world. Let me reassure you, I am speaking even in stillness. Elijah discovered me not in the whirlwind or the earthquake, but in the gentle whisper. My spirit communes with your spirit when you quiet your heart. It may not always be a thunderous proclamation. Sometimes it is a faint nudge on your conscience or a sudden peace in your heart. Do not dismiss these subtle impressions. Your shepherd always guides you. My sheep know my voice, as recorded in John 10:27. So lean in, listen, and you will find clarity amid confusion. Look up, for I fill your days with renewed hope. I see your uncertainty about the future, and I understand the questions that rattle your mind. Will I succeed? Am I going in the right direction? My precious child, I have a plan for you, a future filled with hope, just as I revealed through my prophets. I do not lead you into chaos, but into paths orchestrated for your good. You might not see the entire map, yet each step of faith brings you closer to the promise. Even if you feel lost, keep your gaze on me, and I will ensure you walk in safety. In Psalm 119:105, it's written, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. My word guides you steadily. Let my joy lift you, for I am your steadfast rock." When trials persist, you may wonder why I don't remove them instantly. Let me remind you that sometimes challenges are the soil where faith grows strongest. The apostles faced storms and persecution, yet they emerged shining with unshakable conviction. The forging of character often happens in the furnace of adversity, but I never abandon you in that fire. I walk with you, just as I stood with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the blazing furnace. They emerged unharmed, and you too will come forth refined. Let patience have its perfect work, that you might be complete, lacking nothing. I will deliver you in my appointed time, and what a testimony it will be. My favor rests on you. Keep walking in faith. Have you ever marveled at the stars in the night sky? Each star gleaming so distinctly, each positioned with care. Similarly, I have placed you in the exact environment where your light can shine brightest. Do not envy another's position, for I have assigned you a unique task that no one else can fulfill. I know you have dreams, some too big to speak aloud, but I encourage you to dream them with me. If I can set planets in motion, can I not guide your destiny as well? Nothing is impossible for me. The universe is vast, yet I am intimately concerned with your every prayer and tear. Do not faint, for I breathe new life into you. When you stumble, my arms are right there to catch you. Do not let condemnation convince you that you are a failure. I specialize in restoration. Peter denied me 3 times, yet I called him to shepherd my flock afterward. Your mistakes do not shock me. I see your heart more clearly than you see your own reflection. Allow my forgiveness to seep into those places you've kept locked away out of fear or shame. A contrite spirit is never turned away by me. I renew you with my kindness, and I crown you with compassion, so your youth is renewed like the eagle's. Take courage. You can stand up again because my hand remains extended to you. My word stands. It will not return to me empty. Fear often creeps in through small cracks of doubt, convincing you that your tomorrow is uncertain. But I have declared in Jeremiah 29:11 that I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Let my promises silence your apprehensions. Even if you see storms brewing on the horizon, do not forget that I command the seas and the winds. When fear tries to paralyze you, recall my faithfulness in the past. If I was faithful then, how much more so now, when you cling to me in faith? My perfect love casts out fear. Rejoice, for I have called you by name. Sometimes you carry resentment or bitterness toward others. Perhaps they hurt you deeply, and the wound still throbs. I invite you to release that bitterness. Forgiveness is not about minimizing your pain. It's about letting me handle justice while freeing your soul from a prison of anger. In Matthew, my son taught that forgiving others is essential to experience freedom in your own heart. Yes, I know it can feel like a monumental task, but my grace empowers you to extend forgiveness beyond what you think possible. When you do, you create space for my healing to flourish. Forgive as I have forgiven you, and watch as you become an instrument of my peace. You are never alone. I am with you forever. You might think you need to be strong for everyone else. Perhaps you bear responsibilities that weigh on your shoulders day and night. I invite you to place those weights on me, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. You were never designed to carry the world alone. That is my role. When you let go and allow me to step in, you will find rest for your soul. Reflect on Moses, who initially resisted his calling because he felt inadequate. Yet I provided Aaron to speak for him, and I demonstrated signs that even Pharaoh could not deny. Surrender your pride and let me be your strength. Do not worry, for I am opening a new door for you. Look at your life's chapters. Some were joyful, some filled with trials. Through it all I have been there, often unrecognized but never absent. In times of heartbreak, I cradled your shattered spirit. In times of triumph, I celebrated beside you. My presence has always been your constant, even if your awareness of me wavered. Reflect on my hand that guided you through valleys too dark to navigate alone. I am still writing your story, and every page bears my signature of grace. The best is yet to come, for my mercies are new every morning. Keep trusting, keep believing, and watch as the narrative unfolds into a testimony of my unwavering devotion to you. I watch over you in every breath you take. There are days when your heart longs to see my hand performing grand miracles, like the parting of seas or the raising of the dead. Yet often my miracles appear in the smallest acts of love or the quiet transformations in your heart. When you show kindness to the stranger, you are reflecting my nature. When you take a step of faith despite fear, you are stepping into miraculous territory. Do not wait for thunder and lightning as proof of my power. My spirit moves in gentle and mighty ways alike. Keep your eyes open and your heart expectant. Miracles can be as subtle as a bud breaking through the soil or as dramatic as a mountain shaking. Stay hopeful, for my plans are unfolding before you. If ever you feel that you have strayed too far, that your sins are too great, recall how I sought out Adam and Eve after they hid from me in the garden. I pursue you with a love that refuses to let you remain hidden in shame. Even when you run, my kindness chases after you. My arms never tire of reaching out. No matter how heavy the guilt you carry, I provide a path back to wholeness. Confess your sins, and I am faithful and just to forgive and cleanse you from all unrighteousness, as written in 1 John 1:9. Do not think you can exhaust my grace. It is greater than you can fathom. Rest in my promises and let your heart be still. Think of a barren landscape where seeds lie dormant beneath the ground, unseen and forgotten. Then the rains come, and suddenly, delicate flowers burst forth in vibrant display. That is how my work often unfolds in your life. Seeds of hope planted in seasons past may seem invisible now, but the rains of my spirit will awaken them at the appointed time. Do not lose heart if growth is not visible yet. My timing is perfect, and my nurture is sure. Like the prophet Elijah, who prayed for rain and saw only a small cloud at first, you must remain vigilant in your faith. Keep expecting the outpouring, for I never plant seeds without intending to harvest. Believe in my grace. It will carry you onward. If you were to see the fullness of what I have prepared for you, you would stand in awe. I long to surprise you with my goodness. My blessings are not limited by human conditions. They overflow from my eternal kingdom. Sometimes, your vision is restricted by the immediate challenges you face. Lift your perspective higher. In Hebrews, it is written that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Walk in that faith, trusting that I am orchestrating events, aligning people, and stirring hearts in ways you cannot imagine. This journey is one of faith, hope, and abundant joy in me. You will see miracles, for I am the one who answers. Every time you demonstrate kindness to another soul, every time you choose forgiveness or compassion, you reflect my heart. Understand that you are a vessel carrying my presence into a world hungry for authentic love. I have called you to be a light on a hill, and darkness cannot overcome that light. Even if you feel your spark is small, remember how a single flame can guide a traveler lost at night. Allow your life to be that flame, ignited by my spirit. The darkness may seem overwhelming,